Alright fellas, oh Jesus Christ, the Hopster Revival is due a dry up now for 5 days. Let's get this light banged on. 5 days of dry upping, and we'll run through a few comments and questions that were left on the brew day video. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out on the channel. But yeah, dry upping of today. Columbus, a lot of Columbus, 60 grams of Columbus and 20 grams of Chinook. 5 days, so let's get on with it. And that's it fellas, dry ups are in. Columbus and what was it? Chinook. I added more of the Columbus because I wasn't leaving a pokey little amount in there. There was the same thing happened with the Mosaic on the last one. Tiny little amount left. All went in. So 81 grams instead of 60, but it's all good because Columbus is pretty damn tasty on the dry upping, so the more the merrier for that one. Well, let's run through a few questions. So occasionally when I get a glut of comments or a glut of questions, I like to chuck them in the next video and answer them in one big boop instead of trying to type things out. You know how we roll with that. Let me just put the old pump away because it's tippled out. I'll tell you what fellas, the most enjoyable thing about doing the videos and doing the whole YouTube thing is the part where you get all the comments and the questions. I love reading them, I love when they come in, I love catching up on what you're thinking and what you're wanting to know. And if I get a good glut of questions and stuff like that, you know, I like to chuck them in the video. I think it's a little bit more personal instead of just sitting down and typing the shit out, and I can say a bit more for each question than I would probably typing stuff out. So let's run through a few. Crawford Homebrewing, he says, great video Tom, loving the grain to glass playlist, cheers. Yeah, I feel that I've sort of settled onto this path of the grain to glass playlist, where it's not a grain to glass video where it's start to finish in one video. It's sort of broken down, and people have sort of taken it on board. They seem to enjoy it like that, and everything's in one place. So Sticky Tentacles, it says, nice brew day. I think that recipe will give you a real nice beer. I agree with your comments on that a touch too much of the crystal will be too much. Having said that, I've had a couple of brews with way too much crystal and they turn out fantastic after some months in the bottle. Anyway, nothing's like a good brew day to shake off a shitty week. Here's to the better week to follow. Cheers. A touch too much crystal can be a lot too much crystal. Like you left in the comment about having some beers with too much crystal in, leaving them a couple of months and they sort of mellow. Yes, because that is what was happening with the Hopster Tropics. A week after the Final Thoughts video, that crystal, that harsh crystal, sort of had mellowed. So unfortunately the keg kicked. I will never know if it would mellow enough. Three's a Crowd Brewing, hope all is well Tom, nice brew day, cheers. Cheers buddy. Jeff Vandermeer, I see you're using STC 1000 for the fermentation fridge. What do you use for your HLT mash and boil kettle? Hope this makes sense. It does make sense. I use the Rex C100. Chris Chapman, you should get yourself a Brewmeister. Your brew day will be so much easier. By the way, why do people put the chiller in so early? I keep mine in a bucket of Star San just to put in at flame out. The temperature is still so high anyway that even if there were any bacteria 73-75 degrees for 15 seconds will kill everything, especially in wort, which is low pH and high in hop acids. Keep up the good work Tom, thanks for the vidjas. Yeah man, you can't be too careful putting things into the beer. As you say, you sanitize yours, which on occasion when I forgot to put mine in, sort of 20 minutes towards the end of the boil, my water chiller, if I forget to put it in, I sanitise mine too. The 15 seconds though, you need it in a bit longer. Need it in a bit longer for that. But it's the same with the pumps now. When I'm sort of sending anything out through the pump, recirculating after the boil, sanitise the pipes and the pump that are going to receive the recirculation of the water after the boil, because it doesn't always kill, that temperature doesn't always kill all the bacteria. I know it sounds odd, but I've been in talks with people that are running, you know, commercial breweries, Harry being one of them, and he's had some trouble with it. In fact, he had to take samples of the beer, samples of the water down to a company that deal primarily in how to keep everything clean and sanitised, and they sort of worked through it with him what the problems might be, and he isolated it in the pump. And so after that, after I found out that obviously the heat is not killing everything in there, and it's still being able to send infections through. And the Braumeister, I wouldn't have a Braumeister. They're good, man. They're all good and well, having it there, chugging away, keeping the temperatures bang on for you. Just turn on really and forget about it, I guess. But the 3 pots, the 3-pot system, you know, the HLT, the mash tun, the boil pot, the pumps, the probes that are reading everything, you are still having to look after it more. So I'd just get lazy if I had a Braumeister. My kettle skills would plummet. 4011 brew, nice one Tom. Is it really sad that I love the background music? No. Homebrew Chris, nice one Tom. I might have to invest in one of those hop blockers. I had a nightmare draining the boil pot last weekend using leaf hops. The fridge looks great. I'm sure the bucket will be easier to clean than the narrow-necked bottles. Cheers. So he's on about the Carboys, one of these bad boys. Yeah, you can't clean them really, unless you get like one of them brushes on a drill thing that spins round. But I don't like scrubbing things, especially when it's made of plastic, because you put in little scratches and then things can live in there, and bacteria and whatnot. But yeah, it'll be a lot easier just to whip that lid off, hose it all down, nothing stuck, a quick wipe with some cleaner, and it's done. It's done with. Yeah, the fridge is working well, Chris, cheers. And the hot blocker, well, here's the hot blocker. Let's have another quick look at this, because I don't really show it because it's in the pot ready to roll. But this is a hot blocker. This comes off, and it's just literally that. Bigger holes at the top, smaller holes at the bottom, so you can use it with pellet, use it with leaf. They say that the top ones will hold back the leaf hops when you're, you know, draining off, and then when you get down here, you pull this up. Let me demonstrate. Get in there, you bastard. So when the water drops down to this level here, you just slowly pull this up, and then everything sort of runs to this. Smaller holes. These smaller holes just stop things getting in, and it worked last time. Sandra Allsop says, great video as always. Sorry to hear you had a shit week. I had a shitty week too. Some idiot rear-ended my beautiful sign written and fully wrapped out VW T5 van. Are you going to do a grain to glass on this one? Yes, this is the second video to it. So that's what I'm going to be doing now with the brews. When I do a brew, it's going to be followed every step of the way. Separate videos, like I say, putting a grain to glass. Daniel Carson says, what was your OG? Haha. That was the only thing I forgot to put in the last one. The OG was, what was it? I wrote it down somewhere. 1048. After the dry hops have done their thing, I will take another reading and we'll see where she's come out at. Afterlife home brewing, last one. Great video, buddy. Enjoy your brew days. Cheers. You know, if I put the videos out there and you're enjoying them, that's all that matters to me. Doghouse home brewing, great video, mate. So yeah, as long as you're enjoying them, I enjoy doing it for you. And that's it. Right, off to the tap.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.